We welcome you to Goal Zone. Robbie Mustoe, Tim Howard, Rebecca Lowe. As I say, we're going to bring you all the post-match reaction from that game at the Emirates and also every goal from yesterday, which I have to say was one of the best days I think we've had in a while here in the Premier League studio in terms of the amount of goals, the amount of drama, the amount of storylines, etc.
Hi, Michael.
Hi.
First of all, what are your reflections on the game?
Well, obviously, we wanted to win the game. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to do that. In the first half, we were much closer to that with the amount of situations and the spaces that we arrive into. And normally, you have to pick somebody in the box and it's a goal. And we had much more domination. In the second half, we struggled to dominate the game more through two things. One, because we gave some very unnecessary balls away, very unlike with us, and that didn't allow us to travel together as a team. And when you don't do that, you are not compact, and they start to drop everybody behind the ball and through the midfielders back without having any presence in the box, obviously, but they have the ball without really, because I don't think they had a single shot on target tonight. But you struggle more to dominate the game and to be a threat in the opposition box.
You mentioned there that in the first half, kind of those passes where someone should have been. Is that a problem with the passes, the movement, or is it something?
No, the movement was there, the arrival was there, the plays were there. There are 2 or 3 that they come across and we need to occupy a space that we didn't occupy it to score the goal. But in many other occasions, the situation was there. But against Villa, we were excellent at that, and every time we do that, and that's why you win those big matches. And today we missed that. But with missing that, at least we were so disciplined that we didn't concede absolutely anything about the champions.
Alex, BBC.
Hi, Michael.
Hi.
You've had an excellent season. You're 6 points clear still in the table. But does tonight feel like a missed opportunity?
Yeah, every time you don't win. But then we would have been 12, 15 or 20 points ahead, you know. I have to really praise the team, the players individually, for what they've done in this Christmas period. Because the demands and the schedule, it's unbelievable, and what they've done, I think, is remarkable. So to come out of this period with all the issues that we had, in the position that we are, in our strong position that we are, I think the boys deserve my credit and everybody's recognition.
Ed Guardian.
Mikel, there's a little bit of frustration at the end with some of the fans who didn't get the win. What would you say to those fans that you're still 6 points clear?
Now we go again. Thank you so much for the atmosphere again and being always behind the team. And that's it. That we are in a really strong position and we have to keep going because it's still very early in the season and we need them.
Sam, take it.
Hi, Mikel. Gabby Martinelli is getting a lot of
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
pushing Bradley. What did you make of that?
Well, knowing Gabby, if anybody knows Gabby, it's an incredible, lovely guy, and yeah, probably he didn't realize what happened. I hope that Connor is well. I will have a word with him now with him to understand that, but probably he didn't recognize what happened.
Amy, Athletic.
It feels a bit like every point is a grind, a slog.
Yeah.
How hard you have to work to get every single point on the board in this.
Yeah. I have these feelings in August. And I think we all have the same. Every manager, every player, every team. Because this is the level of this league and you see how difficult it is.
Does that make you feel anything different about your own team or how they feel about it?
Very
Do you think
proud.
they're finding it very hard?
What it makes me feel is very proud because I know how difficult it is and what they're doing. I recognize what they're doing and it's unbelievable. Yeah.
Okay, Sam.
Hi.
Hi.
In the first half, you did have a few chances. Obviously, a few crosses went flushed through the box and to no avail. Victor Gyökeres didn't seem to be going near the crosses. We've obviously spoken about how the teammates need to adapt to him, he needs to adapt to the teammates. Why is he failing to make most of these chances?
He was in great position. Sometimes the ball didn't arrive, and as I said, there was situation. Normally, we got into the 6-yard box almost with the ball in the feet, and normally that's a goal, or you pick somebody and you score a goal, and we didn't do that, and that's the thing that today we have to improve. A part of the things that we did in the second half that wasn't probably at the standards that we are used to it.
Do you think he's getting better than he
Yes.
used to?
Yeah.
Okay, finally, this section will go to Davide from Gazzetta.
Hi.
21 games, 6 points clear. If you had to pinpoint to one thing you're most happy about, what that would be?
Well, the desire they have to win and the consistency that they are showing with the schedule that we have in front of us and with the situation that we have to deal with. I think what they're doing is remarkable and we want to continue to improve and learn, and every game is an opportunity to do that. So tonight as well against the actual champions, let's not forget that they are an incredible team, and today we have to reflect on that, and tomorrow we go again because we have another game on Sunday.
Robbie, your assessment of that?
Interesting. No question, disappointing that Arsenal, in the second half, couldn't stop the momentum, which was amazingly different to the first half. First half, Arsenal bossed it. Liverpool very deep, very cautious, very safe, though very defensive. Second half, they just passed the ball well, Liverpool. They passed the ball really well. Their team for this game is tilted towards possession. Midfield players playing as strikers, coming into the midfield. They kept the ball really well. Disappointment goes back to Arsenal that they couldn't hurry Liverpool a little bit more, press them a little bit better, and get back on the front foot. You know, it's like, wow, OK, this is the way it's going to go. And then thinking from Arsenal's point of view, don't do anything stupid, just keep a clean sheet and put it down to not a great day at the office. Liverpool has still got very good midfield players, talked about the midfield kind of challenges from both teams. And Liverpool were better. They didn't create anything. They had no shots on target in the game. But the possession was their way of defending, different to the first half, that it was very deep and let Arsenal to have it. I just would have expected Arsenal be a little bit more aggressive to win the ball back and get back on the front foot.
Well, you both had Arsenal to win, and at half-time you both had Arsenal to find a way. You surprised they didn't?
Surprised. I think we're seeing this tactic a little bit, and I credit Slot with it. We're seeing teams now go into first half and basically say, this is our tactic, and if we get to halftime and we're safe, we're 1-0 down or 0-0, then we can turn the dial.
A bit like Aston Villa?
Yeah, we're seeing that throughout the Premier League, and it's seemingly working. So, again, Slot he's a good manager. He knew the tactic today, and like you, I was surprised that at home Arsenal couldn't figure out, like, okay, we're taking your punch here, but we're gonna get back on the front foot. They just were never able to regain that, and that's odd in over the course of 45 minutes for Arsenal.
Go on, you want to say?
No, I just think the second half, I made a note, like, just a little flat. You know, and it's hard to Arsenal make these big occasions, right? The Villa game at home and the fans and the manager revving everybody up and Arsenal flying out the blocks and it being brilliant. It's hard to do that all the time.
Especially, do you think as well, sorry to interrupt you, Musty, that when you're trying to go 8 points clear, it's not like you're trying to go too clear. Like, you're so far ahead in one way that maybe sometimes it's difficult to keep revving up when you're just trying to extend that lead.
And might those players think, do we have to go again here to try and force another spectacular victory, another statement win and all that? And they might have been a bit, you know what, this is difficult because Arsenal moving the ball really well, and it's one of them where they go and close down and get their early on. Just as I think about it right now, Miles Lewis-Skelly, by the way, that was a problem for Arsenal. He's into the game, Nketiah was injured, and where Liverpool's goal might have come from is Frimpong versus Lewis-Skelly. And that's concerning for me. As a young defender, he looked so off the pace and got beat many, many times. That's where the danger was for Arsenal. They got away with it on that side. Other than that, we know they defend strongly. It's just they did look a little flat in the second half, yeah.
In terms of Liverpool, moving forward for the rest of the season, they're not going to have Isak for a long time. Ekitike, we don't know when he's back. How do you think they're going to deal without those front two as we move forward?
Well, yeah, that's the problem. I mean, I think they have two really top front players, and again, this is going to be Slot having to sort of interchange. I think Gakpo is a good stopgap. You know, could we possibly see Mo Salah play as a false nine? He might have to get creative because it's tough having those two out.
I think Ekitike is not far off, is he?
No.
I think it's a hamstring problem. I don't think he's that far away. And Liverpool fans might argue, if we'd have had one of our strikers, we might have won the game today, given the opportunities and some of the balls are flushed into the box. But they didn't create, you know, it didn't look like they were going to score, really, even though they had tons of possession.
Egypt have made the knockout rounds of the African Cup of Nations, so no Mo Salah coming back anytime soon. But could they do with him? We're starting to look like they could do with him.
It looks like they could do with him. There's been very little talk. You know, we thought the Saudi option might be something that we see, given the fallout. That's very quiet. You know, David's not talking about it. David Ornstein's not talking about it. You know, maybe the thought is, with those two strikers out injured, though Ekitike is back soon, that they could kind of use Salah, you know, maybe a reinvigorated Mo Salah on that right-hand side. That being said, Frimpong was pretty good today.